Hi guys and gals, Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections Curator here at the Buffalo Naval Park. Stephen Tedesco, Director of Education behind the camera. And for today's video, we are going to be talking about the Admiral's galley and pantry. Look at this, here's a nice pass-through. Alright, so what we are looking at now is we are in the pantry side of the Admiral's space. Right behind Stephen in the camera is the Admiral's quarters. You've seen those before. And this is where the food would get passed through after final preparation. So this had a freezer in it, right? And this is where that final accoutrement for the food would be added. And as Stephen comes through, you'll see that. But this is where, yes. Hello. So this is where the food would go through final prep. This would also be the scullery as well. So we have sinks and things, we have freezers. We have this little, this doesn't seem to have any markings on it, though it obviously looks like a hot box. All right, so you could store warm food in here. Right off the bat, I don't see a manufacturing stamp though. So, but obviously there's a gauge there for temperature, and then, you know, in there is where you can store trays for food. The food would get prepped here, then come through that window that we just saw, and then if you come through here, hopefully we have enough light, right on the other side of this is the captain's galley and scullery. So they were just side by side along this bulkhead here. All right, so if there was any food going to the captain, it could be passed through, or vice versa, or if they needed more space to, you know, prepare food for the Admiral, they could use the captain's galley and then just, again, pass the food through here and then through there. All right, let's take a walk. Watch your step! Alright, so if we turn to your left, here we go. This was kind of like the main space to prepare some food. We have a freezer, right? Looked at the manufacturing stamp, it actually doesn't have a date, but it is a freezer refrigerator unit, just like in the other, just like in the pantry. And then we have here a General Electric griddle. All right, that is from 1959, so that is probably original to, you know, her Cleveland class, her Galveston class configuration. And then, you know, sink here. And so when the Admiral had people on board, and they were serving lunch or a dinner or a light meal, prepare the food in here, take it across the passageway to the pantry, all right, for final food flourish, and then pass through the window where you saw me at the beginning of the video, and then the food would come back, and that then doubled as the scullery as well to then wash the food. In addition to the captain's pantry and galley, they would also be able to cook some food down in the officer's galley, which is really just kind of right below us. So let's take a look. Right, you'll see this hatch. Right, this hatch leads right down to the second deck, right at the officer's galley, and then the officer's wardroom. So if they needed to prepare food for a larger group, as I said, the captain's pantry could be used, or they could also then use the officer's galley to prepare those extra meals. You bring it right up the ladder here, and then right out to the Admiral's quarters, where he was hosting dinners and things like that. Again, Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier came on board twice. We can only imagine that food was served. One of those times, I believe the meal was actually outside on the bow, but the second time could have been in here in the Admiral's quarters. We just don't have that information as of yet. I imagine Grace Kelly also visited the Croaker too, so that's a nice thing. So she visited 2 of our 3 vessels here at the Buffalo Naval Park. So I hope you enjoy this little tiny look into the Admiral's quarters and the food prep areas. And we'll be bringing you more videos. Again, please prepare yourself, as Stephen and I are, for February's 29 and 29 series. All right, thank you, leap year. And so we are going to be doing 29 videos in 29 days. And in January, we'll be bringing you more information about that. Thanks again for all your support. Leave comments, all of that jazz. And we'll see you again soon.